strangers in a changing season. We cool together and it all feels good. You know we wouldn't trade a thing, and I think I know the reason. The moment comes to passing, the meaning's understood. It's all love and laughter. We're growing older together. We're gonna find our way. We're finding joy and magic in our lives as we get older. This is our life in the middle. Life in the middle. Life in the middle.
Welcome back to Life in the Middle. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Travis.
Well, this is episode 2 of season 2.
Yep.
And we're snowed in. So, episode is Snowed In Together. Because, like most people probably watch us, Snowmageddon 2026 has hit. And this is Sunday afternoon. You'll be watching this on Monday morning. But probably still be here. Ice is still coming. Trees are sagging. It's cold outside, so we are snowed in together. We're not going anywhere.
That's true.
So trying to make it through.
Yeah, at the beginning of the week they talked about us having 25 inches of snow, and then that
We got a couple inches.
That kind of wavered as the week went on, and
yeah,
we ended up I think with about 3 inches of snow last night, and probably about a quarter inch of ice on top of it, which is the worst.
Freezing rain, and I think it's starting to ice. The wind's going to pick up. I'm getting some messages from girls that I work with. They're losing power different places. Trees falling, power lines. We've got a lot of trees in our yard that are sagging right now. Thank goodness they're still up right now for the time being, I guess, at least. But it's something for sure.
Yeah, so we thought maybe this episode we'd kind of talk about what it's like to be here snowed in together. We our oldest child is at college, so
which was a whole thing, right? Like for both of us to go through, like when stuff like this happens, we've both lived through, big ice storms in our life, and it's gotten bad, and the things that you need to do. Kingston was adamant that if it was different here than it was there, and he got stuck here, and classes were still going on, he'd be missing classes and practice. He was adamant that they were going to be fine, and that the people at the school were taking care of. But I mean, your first instinct as a parent, even as an adult, is to you get home right now, and I'm going to take care of you. So that's been really kind of rough. It's been weighing on me a lot for the last day or so. Just worried, sick about him. Of course, he is like any other 18-year-old male. He's held up in his dorm room right now, playing video games, talking to his friends, having the time of his life because he don't have anything to do, and is not calling, and I guess that's a great thing, but like he's not like, oh, it's bad, but he's having
for an introvert like he is. This is like almost like Christmas. He can just stay in his room and not have to deal with people, and
that's true.
Just hang out.
For Joe, he's going stir crazy. Asked us to go to the soccer field today.
It's like 7 degrees with a wind chill factor. There's a quarter inch of ice and 3 inches of snow, and he's like, I want to go to the soccer field.
After he just walked in with the dog, almost fell because of the ice. I just, the extrovert wants to be outside. The introvert is like, I'm good.
I think he wants to be anywhere but where we are.
That's a true statement. That's a true statement. We're not cool to hang out with, I guess.
So we're pretty far south. We're not extremely far south, but
north of Nashville.
We're north of Nashville, just north of Nashville. So snow like this doesn't happen maybe once a year, maybe?
We get, I think one big snow mostly a year, where it's, get the bread and get the milk weather where everybody's running to the Walmarts to get everything. But like, I don't think it happens that often, but that's part of the problem, like that we don't get it, but maybe once a year. An ice like this is, once every 10 years or so. Like, that's a lot. I think the last one here was in 94, and I was living here at the time.
I lived through a pretty bad one in 08.
And that was further north of near Evansville, where he's from. So, that kind of thing doesn't happen that often. So we're not prepared in a way because we don't have to deal with it all the time. So it gets, it's nerve-wracking. It's scary, And we were talking about this the other day, when I was in 94, when we went through this big ice storm here, it shut down everything for a long time, and I'm sure it did up in Morganfield. And you just don't know what you need until you need it, and then as a kid, you're being taken care of. So in '94, I was the kid being taken care
Right.
of by, by my dad and my mom, who just, they got it, they figured it out. They were, my dad figured it out, and then you're now the person that has to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of worrisome for me. The scary parts of just trying to make sure that us as a family are okay. The kids are okay. The kids are warm and safe. Kingston kind of took himself out of the equation. Have to worry about him. I guess he thinks so. But just trying to figure out what we do if we lost power, don't have heat, don't have way to cook or anything like that. So
yeah, we kind of took Friday night before all this hit, and some probably thought that was maybe late because we've seen this storm coming for a week, but went around and made sure that we had what we needed, which we did.
Which, we had groceries. We got groceries early. I think we bought, which, we talked about. We are lucky enough and fortunate enough that when it came to buying groceries and, a week's worth of groceries, we buy them a week at a time. It's just because I don't have time to come up with a menu, but we're fortunate enough that we didn't have to have that paycheck that comes on Friday to get groceries. So, there were a lot of people in our community that had to wait till Friday to get groceries.
Right.
And, that was scary for them, I'm sure, because they're watching everybody buy up all the essentials, and then waiting for their paycheck to come, which is kind of scary. But Friday night, we were kind of going back and forth. We kind of decided that if we lost power here for an extended point of time, we have gas heat, but the electric for a blower.
Yeah.
The only options were generator, which we did not have, or to find, what we could do. So my parents live very, very close to us. My sister lives very close to us. So what can we do all there together? What can we do? So we know that we can make it 8 houses?
Yeah.
8 houses down to my parents. They have gas logs in their living room. We knew we could makeshift something there and make sure that at least that room was, if we're all camping out in one room, that's what we would do as long as we were warm, which would also give us a way to cook if we needed to. But we both have those Blackstones. My dad has a Blackstone propane cook. So his is smaller. And so it's like a tabletop one. So we were like, well, we can cook on that.
Yeah.
So we kind of worked with our family too, that's right here close to us, to figure out what we were going to do if for some reason we needed to. We haven't needed to, thank God for that.
As of recording.
As of the time. Well, we could be recording this right now on a batteried laptop, and all of a sudden all these lights go off around us, and that'd be like, you'll know where we're going after that. So, but I mean, we figured it out. We had some things that we needed to pick up and stuff, but we grabbed it, and I think we're just kind of snowed in.
We're lucky this came over the weekend. Mm-hmm. If this was during the week, we would have had to immediately switch a lot of schedules. Obviously, your job requires you to be at work because you're an emergency professional. So, the shifting schedules would have been mine and Joe's.
The great thing about my job now is that I'm in surgery now. I'm not in the ER. I'm not on the floor. Those people have to be there for sure. With surgery, we don't cancel surgery, so I have to be there. I'm required to be there. I'll have to be there tomorrow, which will get me to, I'm sure. But the patients don't have to be. That makes sense. So, if you're in outpatient surgery, those patients will probably call and cancel. Yeah. We will be there, but the patients, that's kind of where we're all there. We're scheduled 20 patients tomorrow or something like that. Are we going to get 5? You know, so. And so that's kind of up in the air. But yes, I would have to, if it was in the middle of the week, we're trying to figure out how to get me to the hospital and back.
Yeah, and we will, and our routines may shift tomorrow because I assume school will probably be canceled. If you're watching this first thing in the morning, don't take my word for it. Check your local listings.
Absolutely.
Whether school's
we don't know what Tim Slosher's done yet.
But I assume they probably will be canceled tomorrow, and Joe will probably have NTI. Because kids don't get snow days anymore. They got to work at home. So our routines will change a little bit, which is fine. We just got to live through those moments. It's at that point it becomes a tag team as whether to make sure that you get to work. Joe knows what he's supposed to do. I'm able to work because I work from home. They're not.
Which I'm not absolutely positive yet because this is our first year of high school, right? Yeah. With him in public school, we kind of. For Joe, I'm assuming he has his Chromebook with him that's assigned by the school. But I think high school actually do like Zoom classes
Maybe.
with their teacher, as opposed to like where elementary and middle school we had like set tasks to do.
Right.
You can find it on the Google Classroom, or you can go in. But I actually think that the high school actually has time, like you need to be in your class, but online. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. That's just the first time we'll have to do that. So we'll figure it out as we go, I guess.
So do you think we fight these slowdowns when they come, or do we just let them be?
No, I do not want ice or snow. I do not want to be stuck anywhere. But a weekend where I don't have to do anything, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So am I fighting it? No. I mean, this is a scary situation, but we actually didn't have anything planned this weekend anyways.
Right.
There was nothing on our plans. So we were going to be home. We just weren't going to be stuck at home, right?
Exactly.
And so that's the difference. But, we don't have a lot of slowdowns, with everything we have going on most of the time.
Yeah, so I think it's great just to lean into it.
Yeah.
For us, you may be different. You may not. You may want to be out and about, and this kind of hinders your plans, and that may frustrate you. I think we, as a couple, I'm pretty nonchalant, and I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. We'll deal with whatever. And Jenna stresses out and wants to.
I'm staring out the front window.
She's already wanting to go to her parents' house because she thinks the power is going to go out, and we don't even know. It might go out, but I'm not going to pack up our whole house, our dog, our kid, all of our food, all of the stuff, and move to her parents with the power still on at our house. It's just not going to happen.
It's scary. Like I do not like. I feel like I work well in emergent situations.
Only at work.
Only at work, apparently. I am let's do this. I don't like the uncertainty. Like, are the lights going to go out? Are we going to lose power? I would rather just them be off, or I know they're going to stay on. Like, I don't like is the ice coming? Is it going to get worse? Right. Is the wind going to pick up? This is, if you ever drove through Franklin, Kentucky, the trees that lined our main street or our 31W through here, they're old trees, right? Like there are some old trees in our yard. We have a probably historic house. Yeah. Like this house has probably been here for a long time in Franklin. It's an older house. It doesn't heat well. You can tell I'm got my hot cocoa. If you can't see it, but Travis has positioned a heater right in front of me because that's the kind of husband I have. It's not pointed towards him. It's pointed towards me. It's cold up here. So it's cold out here. I just would like, the uncertainty is what's so scary for me. Is this, I want to just do it and have a plan, but I don't, you can't right now.
Well,
right?
I think, and that kind of segues into the next topic of discussion. I think really the key is just to be comfortable. And when stuff like this happens, it's just get as comfortable as you can, stay as warm as you can. Make sure you have food and stuff. So let's kind of talk about some of the stuff we do to be comfortable. Okay.
I'm in my comfort outfit.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me again, I'll take a sponsorship for this comfort set.
Yeah, I think I got you that for Christmas.
Yeah, I think I actually talked about this on the Christmas episode. This comfort outfit. This is so warm, so comfortable. But I'm sure you had something else besides mine.
No, that's fine. You definitely want to be, we're laying around the house all day. You want to be dressed comfortably. Jogging pants, a t-shirt's kind of what I want to roll with. But you got to stay warm too. So I've got a long sleeve on, hoodie maybe just to stay comfortable, blanket, dog curled up next to you. That's pretty much what we do. We have
spent the majority of the time. Like now, I've done a couple things around the house. Because, I just want to get up and move and stuff. Like, I'm not wasting time, I guess. But we've laid on the couch. Like, I think you laid your head in my lap. And we just took a nap yesterday. And as I watched TV. And it's been very much a slowdown. We've kind of stayed with, comfy clothes and socks and blankets and kind of hang out. Joe will come down and make an appearance when there's food.
Yeah, when food's ready.
When I cook food, he'll come down the stairs. Other than that, he's, teenager, hanging out in the room, FaceTiming his friends. He's kind of going stir crazy for sure.
So, speaking of food, what kind of comfort foods do you crave or want to have on snow days.
Well, I mean, if the Walmart is any indication, there are no chili beans or tomato juice anywhere. So everybody does chili.
And milk sandwiches, apparently.
Apparently milk sandwiches. We don't eat breakfast that often.
We don't.
We've ate breakfast the last 2 mornings. Yeah. We got up and yesterday we made together bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Yeah.
And then this morning I made you some
sausage, and eggs,
potatoes. And some potatoes. Yeah. You had like a little bowl, which we don't usually eat. So I think that was one thing we just, if we're going to be here in the morning, let's go ahead. Because we'll want to snack, and with the diet, it's a little bit harder. So if we're going to be here and kind of in that snacky mood because we're bored, to eat a breakfast keeps us from snacking, for sure. So there's that. And then, I mean, everybody's making soup. Last night we had burgoo.
Yeah.
Thank you to my in-laws for the burgoo. They have a big family reunion every year and do a huge thing of burgoo. It feeds like 100 people, I swear, probably more with everybody taking stuff home. And they give me some to take home every year. And usually I'll get like 3 servings because it's just me, Joe, and Travis. I'll get like 3 servings out of that. We had burgoo last night with the grilled cheese. Yeah, it
was very good.
Joe has decided he does not want chili tonight since we had burgoo last night, so we're having tacos. That's about it. Like, I mean, we cook. I didn't used to before we started dieting. I think at this time of year, especially with this situation, I would be getting stuff to bake, stuff to,
cookies
and yeah, like there's a lot of, like, I would want to cook, I want to bake, or I want to do something because we're stuck in the house, but that's not, something we need to be doing with our diet and everything. So I literally, when I got groceries this time, it was just what I would make in a week. Like, I'd got a week's worth of groceries, nothing special, or anything. It was just, a week's worth of groceries.
Yeah.
So.
That's kind of what we've done is just sit and watch TV. We watched a basketball game yesterday, movies, TV shows, laid around in our comfortable clothes, and then we,
took a nap.
took a nap. We had the burgoo, which is a warm, filling soup type.
Yeah.
It's perfect for those days. I think chili's something that everybody goes to because it's the same reason. It's just trying to stay warm, I think, is really all it is.
Yeah.
It's just,
and sure.
When you look out the window and it's white and snowy, those vibes just make you want to have a soup for some reason.
Yeah.
So, hot cocoa, definitely. This morning I made me a hot chocolate, and it was 7 o'clock in the morning. There wasn't a whole lot of traffic through town, so I stepped out on the porch and just the quietness of the whole town, because nobody was stirring about, was really nice, and drank my hot cocoa for a few minutes while I sit there and kind of looked at things.
So, breaking news on the Life in the Middle podcast. Simpson County schools will be closed on January 26th. It will be a traditional snow day. No NTI.
Nice.
And stay safe. So, look, we just said we wouldn't know, but you can know. Life in the Middle. Look, we're making breaking news here. I just got that in my pocket, starts vibrating.
This doesn't come out until tomorrow. Most people will probably already know that information.
Well, I mean, still, we broke the news. Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. So breaking news: no school tomorrow, and it's a traditional snow day.
They're getting a snow day. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was talking crap about them not getting snow days just a few minutes ago.
I honestly feel like that when you said that, I wasn't really sure, because snow is one thing, ice is another, and if a lot of kids are not having electricity, they don't have the opportunity to use the internet for the NTI stuff.
True.
So that's probably part of it, I would say.
So sometimes when you get snowed in like this, it can be a strain on your relationship together, because you're
crazy. Just get on each other's nerves. Yeah, I got you.
You get a little cabin fever moment. Maybe your patient wears a little bit thin because you can't get away. Is there anything that really tests your patience when stuff like this happens?
I mean, it just depends on how long we are. Like, this is a day or two. I've got to go back to work tomorrow, no matter what. No, I've just kind of enjoyed it. If you're, not that you're getting on my nerves, not at all. But, like, if you're doing something that I don't want to do, like you wanted to play a video game or something that you hadn't been able to play, and so you turned it on. I was going to take a shower.
Yeah, and that's the only reason.
And I turned on Gilmore Girls in our bedroom and kind of watched that for a little bit and hung out. we know, like, if they're doing something I don't want to, you don't take offense if I walk out of the room and go somewhere else, right? Like, so I mean, I don't.
I think the dog probably annoys me more than anybody else in the house, just because he wants to go out, and then when he gets out there, he doesn't want to be out there. So I think he thinks after about 15 minutes that the ground's can be back and he can go out there and pee.
He goes and asks again. Yeah, it's a constant, and because he's with you all day long, he comes to you to ask.
Right. So
all the time. It doesn't matter who is sitting in the room. Travis is who he's going to call for the bathroom.
And small things sometimes can turn into big things because we're in here locked together. So those things can kind of get on your nerves. But like Jenna said, it's only a couple of days. We've actually been okay, and I actually think,
nice.
we survived COVID, months together without going anywhere. Mm-hmm. So, and never really had problems. So I don't think that's really that big of a deal.
No, I think we're fine. I mean, we're pretty. We say this, we laugh because we kind of a codependency on each other. We get along a lot. We talk a lot. We laugh a lot. Not that we don't fight, but when we're apart, that's more of a stressor for us than being together being a stressor for us. Because if I don't want to do what you're doing, I'll just walk away, and you don't have any problem with that. You do the same thing, and I don't take offense. If you need time by yourself, I kind of verbalize that, like, hey, I'm overstimulated. I need to go in here for a little bit. But, I mean, we've done fine. We didn't really fight during COVID, just being on top of each other. It was more,
So how do we pass the time in these situations? What are some of your favorite ways?
Well, with electricity, we have, we've watched video, or watched movies, watched shows, those kinds of things. Yeah. That's fun. You had even mentioned this, I guess, probably one of our last podcasts, talking about how you have been looking at making watches. You were watching YouTube videos about that, and I'm sitting on playing on my phone and stuff. So we just kind of hang out. Technology's great. You got electricity. If you don't have electricity, then what do, right? But we're big game. Like, we love board games, love card games, that kind of stuff. So we have plenty. Phase 10. Yeah. There's a new one. If you haven't played it, it's really fun. What is it, Flip 7?
Flip 7, it's really fun.
Flip 7's really fun game. If you have family play with, like, that's great. But we're board game people. But that's, like, I've been that way since I was a kid. We just played board games and stuff.
That comes a lot from your family, for sure.
Yeah.
So just finding something to watch, whether it's a TV series you like or you've watched 100 times, or maybe it's something new. I tend to skew towards finding like a new something to watch, just because if I've watched it before, I find myself not paying as much attention, and I want to be able to get into something. Because
it just depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah, and sometimes I just want to turn the TV on and then it's in the background as I play on my phone.
Yeah.
But
for me, sometimes it's like, if anxiety's high, ADHD's kind of going crazy, turning on something that I know every bit of, like, it's going to be like a How I Met Your Mother or Gilmore Girls or something like that. Something I've seen so many times can't even count. It's just noise in the background. I know it's going to come, so that helps me. I don't know why. That's why I always turn that kind of stuff on.
So when it does come to these things, you kind of got to have a good perspective on what you're doing. What winter storms teach us, and we need to rest. We can have our togetherness. Kind of a reset of all those things, family, relationships, our relationship together. It's a good opportunity to take that time to be closer to each other as our whole family, or just me and you, and as husband and wife. So I think it's key to make sure that you use this time to do those things, as well as to rest. Like we said, we're usually running around like a chicken with our head cut off, but God's come and said, "Hey, y'all need to slow down. Yeah. Let's take that time and do that." Luckily, our church was able to provide us with a service this morning through a recording they prepared ahead. I actually got to help do that. Doing the editing and stuff for that stuff, so I knew that was coming. Taking those times, we were able to worship as a family still this morning. We planned for those things. I think is 100% what days like yesterday and today and probably tomorrow are going to be like. You gotta take those times to slow down and get what you get out of it. So let's go to our this or that segment.
This or that.
Hot chocolate or coffee. And then let's talk about this on the case of being snowed in.
Snowed in, then hot chocolate. I drink hot chocolate when we're looking at Christmas lights.
Yeah.
I drink hot chocolate on snow days.
Yeah,
That's it. So if it's a snow day, hot chocolate. Any other day of the week, it's going to be coffee.
We did have a big thing of hot chocolate when we were in the Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Because it was super cold and we were like...
It was so much fun.
Yeah,
we had our little thermos full of hot chocolate. Yeah, that was
fun. Soups or baked goods?
Fat Jenna, baked goods. But Jenna's trying to be good. So, soup. I mean, I like chili, burgoo, vegetable soup, potato soup, all the kinds of soups. Taco soup, all of them. Love it.
I love it too. That's kind of the way I wanted to go as well. Is soup, especially on a day like this where it's really cold. That stuff really warms your body up. Mm-hmm. I love me a good baked good, a cookie, a cake, or whatever.
You were craving it last afternoon, though. Yeah. You were walking around like, I need something sweet.
Yeah,
I need something sweet. Yeah,
for sure.
Don't have it in the house anymore.
No, which is great because I probably would have.
I think we have some yogurts.
Yeah.
I have things I could bake.
Yeah.
But you'd have to bake them, and then I'd have to think about the fact that we shouldn't be having this and stuff like that for our diet. And we've been doing really good, so I just don't have it in the house.
TV show or movie?
I like a good series. Yeah. Like I want something I've never seen. Honestly, want something I've never seen before, and get so into it that I'm watching a whole season of it. Like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen next, right? So I'd really like that, but I hadn't had anything like yesterday. I didn't have anything in mind. I did have a couple weeks ago. We had a lazy day here at the house. I started watching The Pit, but I'd watched that whole season, so I didn't really have anything else to watch. So,
last one here. Nap during.
What about you? Season or show?
Oh, it'd be TV shows. I want to find something that I haven't watched before and
get into that.
Yeah, and get into it because then you can
keep it going.
Yeah, you can
after
keep it going.
Snow days over. Yeah,
but I do like good movies. I really do.
Yeah.
So, nap during the day or stay up late and sleep in the next day?
I am a stay up late and sleep in. If I nap, I usually either wake up with a headache or I wake up more tired than when I took the nap. Yeah. So it's just weird for me. So most of the time, I would rather you just nap. Like you'll nap with your head in my lap, and I'll play with your hair or whatever while you sleep and watch TV. But I'll sit and watch. Last night, you don't even know this, I don't think. I watched Newsmax.
Yeah.
But during off hours, they have these little documentaries about John Wayne. Whole hour of watched about John Wayne's life through Newsmax.
It was on when we went to bed.
It was really good. It just started, and I learned a lot about John Wayne. Which is funny. But I think I went to bed close to midnight. I think it was 11:30 or so, and so, and we slept until 7.
Yeah.
Which most people would be like, that's not sleeping in, but sleeping until 7 is sleeping in for us. So we slept until 7.
All right. So, what about back in my day? Can you tell me a story from maybe since we got this message? Recall a fun time you had, and one time when you got the message that you weren't going to school because of the snow.
Well, I'm just going to talk about the ice storm '94. So, if you were in Franklin, Simpson County, you remember this. I mean, in the surrounding areas as well, obviously. We lived over behind Piggly Wiggly at the time, and we were snowed in. And the house we lived in was, I think, built in it was a plantation home at some point in Simpson County, long time ago. It had burnt. My dad had remodeled it and stuff. So this is an old house with the original floors, which had been sanded down, and they were paper thin, I'm sure. It was cold in that house. And so Dad, being a contractor, he had a lot of space heaters and stuff. And we had this big living room. He hung blankets all over the openings and the doors and everything. and he heated that living room, and we stayed in that living room, I know, probably a week. All 5 of us, we played board games. We didn't have, a lot. It was cold. He was running this, space heaters off generators and everything else. And then, groceries started getting, I gotta get groceries. Like, we gotta have some food in this house. And so we lived on this big hill. And so Dad took us to Piggly Wiggly. And we sledded. We took a sled down this hill. And I don't remember.
Yeah, but you got to go back up it on the way back.
Well, thank goodness, I am the youngest. So I think in 94, that would have paid me, 8? Yeah. 8 years old, roughly. And I was the one that held the groceries on the sled.
As you got pulled back.
I got pulled back up the hill while Joanna and Jared got to, which I'm sure saved some of my mom's sanity.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Him leaving for about an hour with those kids. But it is a memory to this day that I have that, and that's just one thing, like, in my brain until I'm an adult, you just think of this, funny story, but the amount of anxiety that had to be for my parents with that situation, trying to keep all this cold or warm and fed, and then realize we're not, running low on food, got to go get food. How are we going to do this? And, my dad just trekking through the snow and ice all the way to the Piggly Wiggly to get it. So,
yes. So some of my funnest times, probably like in middle school, were snow days. My best friend Derek lived right next to the flood wall in Uniontown. If you don't know what that is, I lived in a city that was right against the Ohio River, so during floods, they had to close the flood wall to keep the city from flooding. You're talking about a 30-foot tall gate wall with, it's got hills on both sides. So he lived right next to it.
So they build up these hills. Yeah. They're levees, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like these big, and I never, like, until I saw it for the first time, if you're from around here, they're the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. Like, when you're driving into these towns with these flood walls, I mean, they're open, and the gates are open. But you realize what they are. Like, oh my goodness. Like, that's crazy.
So, needless to say, they were the ultimate sledding hills.
Oh, yeah.
Once you got snow on them, they were really steep, really tall, and really fast. So, when it snowed, my mom worked just down the road from where he lived at. So, I'd go to work with her and, walk over to his house, and we would basically sled all day long down these hills. I mean, there were times where we would like aim our sleds at each other so that we would like wreck going down the hill. I distinctly remember Derek running over me as I was tumbling down this hill. Just crazy stuff that we did when we were kids, but those times were great. We had such good times that every single snow day I ended up at his house because we had so much fun doing that stuff. So all the kids that lived in the area, they would all come over to this one spot, and we would sled for hours. It was just such a good time. So I know and it's crazy because around here, I don't think a whole lot of kids do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I know they still do there because it is such an amazing place to do it.
Yeah.
So it's just something that we used to do that I wish our kids had a chance to do now, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're coming to the end of this episode. We've been locked in together for a couple days. It's still snowy outside. Hopefully, when our next episode comes around, everybody will be freed up and be able to go out and do things. We're not still all snowed in. I don't see that as being a problem, but if you find yourself bored, we've got, I think, right at 11 episodes now you can go back and watch. You can comment, you can like, you can subscribe to our channel. You can tell us any topics you might want us to cover. If there's
this was like we threw this topic in last minute because we were snowed in together. We actually had another topic to talk about today, but they were like, let's talk about what we're doing.
If there's questions you have, I would love to talk about our life in the Middle Ages with the older kids, about what we do. If you're like, hey, I'm struggling with this, and we can talk to you about it. Anything, just leave a leave a message in the comments or on our Facebook page, and we will do our best to add that to our episodes and kind of talk about it. So, with that being said, I think this has been a good episode, and I'm Travis.
I'm Jenna.
And we appreciate y'all watching.
We'll see you next time.